Welcome to the Daily. It's Thursday, May 26th with Greg Lawless. I'm Jason Seguini. Plenty of games to get to last night, so let's start in New York where the defending champion, Colorado Rapids, came to town.
Yeah, and Red Bull Arena was alive last night, and they got some entertainment, at least in the first half. 4 goals in a 6-minute period between 27 and the 33rd minute, and 2 of the goals from Colorado coming from Jeff Larentowicz. Thierry Henry gets his 6th of the season for the Red Bulls, and Luke Rogers with the equalizer in the 33rd minute. But Jason, the real controversy was about Larentowicz's first goal and whether that should have been called for a penalty.
Yeah, Andre Akbon taken down, but it looked like the foul occurred outside the box, and his momentum took him into the box. You see the referee, Jorge Gonzalez, looking at his linesman to get the call, and the linesman says it was in the box. That led to the penalty. Sutton saved it. Larentowicz tapped in the rebound.
Yeah, well, it was also a star-studded night out there at Red Bull Arena because Cesc Fabregas and Robin van Persie, former Arsenal teammates of Thierry Henry, were in the house.
Cool to see Henry get a goal in front of those guys, but he would have liked to get a win. As he said going into that game, it was a must win. You saw him come off with a little bit of a knee injury. We'll see if he can make it to the trip to Vancouver this weekend.
Yeah, and Jason, another team that has been dealing with some injury issues, FC Dallas. Obviously, they've had to deal with losing David Ferreira, but it hasn't been a problem for them. They haven't lost since David Ferreira went out with that injury, and they got another win last night, 1-0 at Seattle.
Yeah, and it's been the story really with Dallas has been the defense and this shutout streak that they have going. On the other side, though, Siggy Schmidt calling out Freddie Montero, one of Seattle's designated players, saying he has to do what he gets paid for. He has to score goals.
And it was Breck Shea for FC Dallas who got the goal. He seems to be playing very well in the wake of Ferreira's injury.
Well, Greg, another guy who doesn't need to pick it up because he's already playing at the top of his game, Landon Donovan, gets the winner for the Galaxy at home against Houston.
Well, it's a 1-0 win for the Galaxy, and it came off of a handball, penalty kick call. You know, a little bit questionable about the handball, but I think it definitely was Lavelle Palmer. He's in the box, obviously. He's got his arm away from his body in sort of an unnatural position when it hits him. To me, that's definitely a penalty.
All right, well, LA gets another win, stays atop the Western Conference. We're going to move on to Canada, where the Neutral Lake Canadian Championship second leg was almost played last night.
Very close. They got through about a half, but the weather made the field unplayable. They called it at that point. Now, it was 1-0 Vancouver when they actually made the decision to stop play. Eric Osley with the goal for the Whitecaps. They have rescheduled now for July 2nd at BMO Field.
So just to be clear, when they start that game over, it starts from the beginning, 0-0. That goal comes off the board for Vancouver.
Well, Kansas City having no problem last night getting goals on the board in their U.S. Open Cup play-in game against the New England Revolution, Jason. It ended up 5-0 for Sporting.
For a team that's been struggling in MLS play on this long road trip, they finally get a home game of sorts, put up a bunch of goals. Great to see it for them. Chance Myers with a brace, CJ Sapong another 2 goals. We'll see them now head into the tournament proper for U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, and of course Sporting playing at home in this one, and they have been on the road for all of their games in MLS so far. Another team that has been doing very well at home, Jason, the Portland Timbers. However, a home game yesterday against Ajax of Amsterdam, and they lose 2-0. They're still undefeated in MLS play, but they couldn't get it done in the friendly.
Yeah, that's 2 losses in non-MLS games for Portland at home, but at least they're saving it for the games that count in the MLS standings. That's all we have for today's Daily. We'll be back tomorrow, but don't forget, Extra Time Radio comes out later today. You can get it on iTunes or Buzzsprout.